Hello, and welcome to Nobel Podcast episode
2, 3, 4.
to something we need to figure out when we're doing Christmas. 224.
Okay, what was it, 234? But alright, that's fair.
Close, but no.
Cigar
In New York City.
New York City.
Mrs. Burgess. I am George.
Guess I'm Connor.
You guess. Do you not know?
Yes.
I don't know who I am anymore.
Nobody knows who they are anymore after last week.
I know these teeth.
What?
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 I mean, we say we can't talk about Doctor Who anymore.
What?
We've done it.
What?
We've done it. There's no
What?
more Doctor Who. It's
Doctor
over.
What? The new spin-off, Doctor What?
I mean, we could talk about the distribution stuff that we've learned in the last. Was that last week? I don't know. It feels like I haven't seen you in a millennia.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
the gap
because-
between last week and this week feels mentally like we've been over a cliff. Longer.
Yeah, welcome back to Nobel Podcast, a podcast on the internet about pop culture that's never happened before and hopefully never will again.
No.
This is the one and only
The-
episode.
The last dying
Started
breath.
at number one, we just start bang in the middle, and you just guess what your imagination fills in the gaps. You're like
Because we like
loose
Big Finish.
cannon.
We're like fucking loose cannon. We're like Big Finish. We love stories. We love audios. We love podcasts.
yeah. So we've left the gaps for Big Finish to fill in about the origins to like fucking
What we get up to off
Bubble
camera.
Podcast Chronicles Series 1 starring River Song.
Yeah.
We got some the newsy stuff, and we'll do like for once it's DC on the menu.
DC. It's decent for DC.
So are they turning a corner? A more sort of spoiler free and spoiler filled talk about Black Adam
Black Adam.
and what the future may hold, and is competition
And is Eve
finally
coming?
here?
And is Eve coming in the sequel?
Maybe.
It's just a question.
Maybe.
Is he? Where's Eve?
Where's the magic apple? And where is Dwayne Johnson's hairline?
Where is Adam's apple?
Adam's apple.
Black Adam and the Rock's Adam's apple.
Like the Rock's one for brands. Like, I would not be surprised if he came out with some kind of Black Adam fruit thing.
Oh my god.
Got like black apples, just like fucking squid ink, and it's just like you just
Black
bite
Adam's
into it and they just
apples.
fucking just ooze out fucking black
Venom.
mushy apples.
Symbiote.
Dwayne, we are drunk on your tequila brand. That's name.
We
I don't
are
remember.
drunk.
Let's go skinny dipping. No,
If you smell what if the venom is eating chicken or chocolate, more brain power, Eddie. I mean, to Dwayne, whatever your name
I'm
is.
kind of a loser like you. Your Venom,
The people's
your
loser.
Venom was a mix of like, I don't know. It sounded a bit like
The
Boss
Rock.
Nass.
If you smell.
The Planet Core. That's a character that I never got as a kid, but the more you
No.
watch it older, you're like, that's a very bad racial stereotype. But
Coming from a green CGI fish
But
blob
then also,
thing.
when you look at the prequels as a whole, well, it's Star Wars as a whole, but mainly like the prequels, like you can be like, wow, George Lucas really hates George W. Bush.
Yeah, he hates fucking politics. Who does these days? Certainly don't love them, that's for sure.
Well, that is true. Let's not talk about George Bush or 9/11 or anything. Let's talk about happy things.
No bushes.
I wanted to, because we talked for like 15, 20 minutes off camera, because we were
Yeah,
trying
we've chatted for ages.
We was trying to look for a supercut. If anyone in the audience, you in the audience, has a supercut of the Jodie Whittaker era, which is basically just all the faff cut out, and it's
or a
just,
Snyder cut. Or a
Yeah.
Snyder cut.
like, can you link us down below, please? Because we were like, then he, because basically we've got to rewatch the whole Whittaker era because in 3
Not
weeks'
by choice.
time-
Not by choice.
It's by choice. Stop hating on it so much.
Oh,
We've got
damn it.
because with us and Will and Andy, we will be doing our big megathon of the entire Jodie Whittaker
The
era,
breakdown of the whole era.
which Will's already watched once and done notes, And
he's already done it,
and he's rewatching it again to like improve notes. And there's a whole complete, era.
Dedicated. I like
So
it.
like, it was like, how do we watch it without watching it? And it was like trying to find a supercut, but there was like claimed supercuts or like best bits that were like half-hour long. But in the end, it was on the Doctor Who official YouTube channel. There was a trailer for the Power of the Doctor, which was basically all the stuff that came before, and then the Power of the Doctor stuff. And I was like, this is the era.
And it sold it really well.
It was like 2.5 minutes long, and it was
actually a good looking trailer, like especially for an outsider that hadn't come across Doctor Who in that era. It was like, yeah, I'd look at that and I'd go give it a watch.
Literally, I was like, that seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but yeah. So I wanted to say quick. This is just on the spot right now. Rank the revival era logos from best to worst. I will also count the fact that Moffat technically has two different logos, even though it's the same font, but it's different uses of it. You can either count the Moffat era as one as a cheat, but I want you to count the Matt Smith one
as one. So that as one logo, okay.
And the Capaldi one separately. You can give shout outs to the horrific use in the Series 7 intro. Part 1, and Series 7 you can speak about separately because that's kind of a gateway.
It's a hybrid. Yeah, true. It's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid. Connor, that's so on
It was a hybrid all along.
The hybrid that will bring down Doctor Who is the marketing team.
It was a hybrid.
So go on. So from Russell T Davies,
they're all fucking low res.
To
resolution, I need to see them. Oh, wait, what?
From Surfboard Kid to Diamonds Are Forever.
Kid.
What's your ranking of the New Who era logos?
Well, to kind of go alongside the new Tales from the Borderlands, and without spoiling nothing, you're probably thinking, how's this going to link to Doctor Who? They talk about a thing called skateboards. And looking at that, it may be a surfboard to you, but to me, and because it's just in my mind, I'm going to call that a skateboard instead. So skateboard, for me, it's the most nostalgic. It's the one when I think Doctor Who, I think skateboard, surfboard. It's my logo.
Yeah, but people got a lot of hate for that.
That logo?
Yeah, they got a lot of hate mail because they hated the logo.
Well, I mean, he's a bit... Well, so Doctor Who was fucking blue and purple and spacey and wacky, and then, alright, apart from that one, which kind of got reused, but
then that
simplified.
Was blue anyway, when it came up.
And then they went with red. Orangey and the power of the sun.
When you look at it, it's quite plain.
Yeah.
So what, you're ranking RTD1 at the top? Is that what you're doing?
I don't know, I'm literally just going... I'm going in order, but yeah, so Surfboard, for me, is high up anyway. Then that's like the series... Well...
Series 5-6.
Yeah, that's the Series 5 to 6 one. I mean... For me personally, I'm going to go with the Surfboard over Series 5 and 6. It's literally just Doctor Who. It's literally Doctor Don't Worry Who. DW I associate with
a lot of people have
about who it is.
Their problem is the DW in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
But also saying that it looks plain without it, a la Series 7.
Which, yeah. I know that's screenshots from the Capaldi era, but even so.
Same font, but it's slightly different. It's made up slightly differently. But so that... So you've got
Doctor Don't Worry Who beneath the surfboard, the RTD surfboard. The Matt Smith Doctor Who Series 7 / specials, like end of Matt Smith run. I'd say better than Doctor Don't Worry Who, personally.
Pre-order season 1 of House of the Dragon on 4K today.
Oh, cool, good. Yeah, cool, good. It's on 4K, thank God. I don't know, because that's the thing. The end of Matt Smith logo and the Peter Capaldi logo is literally the same. It's different.
It's used different. So like I will allow you to count it as a separate one.
Yeah.
Because it is different enough to be classed as a different logo. But if you would,
I'm gonna go with Peter Capaldi over end of Matt Smith changing every episode logo.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and then
like.
I mean,
do that and that separate. That is a gateway. So just like
when I think of Doctor Who, I think surfboard. Then, but I do like the Matt Smith title sequence itself. I'm not keen of the DW Doctor Who bit, but I love the title sequence.
But without it is plain. And it
Exactly.
exists purely to be the TARDIS bit in the thing, and
Yeah,
also
exactly.
to be the first ident of the social media era because they didn't have one. So that was the
No,
DW
no, of
was
course.
the
The thing.
profile picture essentially.
Yeah.
A lot of things and the icons in like YouTube, Twitter, and all that shit.
But then, end of Matt Smith to Peter Capaldi title sequence the same, but like slight differences and hindrances. Again, we're not talking about the title sequence, but the logos are virtually the same thing, so they're literally just next to each other. They're just,
Yeah.
I can't say one's better than the other. They're literally just the
So
same.
they're on a par, but they're below RTD1.
Yeah,
Those two. You're
Sure.
not counting that because that's just a series thing. I wouldn't count
Yeah.
it because that's essentially
yeah,
it's the Capaldi logo in the Smith era.
exactly. That's what I mean. It's the
an
same
in-betweeny.
thing. Yeah, it's the same issue.
Okay, and then where would you rank the Chibnall?
I would rank it because I just like the colour yellow. I would rank it above.
So you're going so Surfboard, Chibnall,
Yeah,
Moffat.
Moffat Series 5. Don't worry, Doctor Who. The TARDIS middle logo.
Yeah.
And then I'd put joint Series 7 to Series 8, 9, 10, the bottom.
Okay. And
Just
then
is the
where's the new one going?
Which I will get up. Well, we're not talking classic, aren't we? We're talking just literally modern Who. So this is.
But you can like because it is the classic reimagined.
It is the classic reimagine. It's that beauty.
But it was
just
never
with less colour.
That one was never coloured like that.
No, it
unless
wasn't.
was
That's just a dodgy image.
Unless it was on merchandise,
Yeah.
like the annuals and stuff like that. It was never coloured like that because in the, I believe
In the show.
in the
It went in the show.
end of Peter, beginning of
Mm.
Tom title sequence. It was light blues and things like that, wasn't it?
It wasn't that, that's for sure.
No,
I've seen that on
that's a
t-shirts.
t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was that. So it was like. It was
Oh,
like
yeah,
light
the
blues
actual
like that.
title sequence logo, the blue, which even looking at that and the new one, they are literally, it's kind
And
of
also
pointing.
makes sense when you look at the heart plus the diamond, and that's the diamond for the diamond anniversary.
Yeah, I get it now. Looking at the actual, they are the same fucking thing.
Yeah, but I think it's nicely updated, and it.
Oh,
Looks
I like the yellow. I
Yeah.
love the yellow.
It looks to the past. Well, do you think? And I don't know if this is just me.
Yeah.
Do you think that makes the word "who" not look like an actual word that exists? Like I look at it and I was like, that does not look like a word. But like, who, that is how you spell "who," and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's weird that certain
The
things,
World Health Order. Doctor in the World Health Order.
like
It looks like an anagram more than, like you say, a word. Mm.
like I don't know if it's like certain graphics or fonts or colours
Yeah.
make certain words not look real. Like you know,
Yeah,
when,
sure.
You,
Yeah,
you know,
I
like
get
if
that.
you
I
say
get
like
that.
a name or a word like over and over again,
It's like
like
repetition.
in your
stays
head,
with it.
you're kind of like, that
Am
doesn't
I
sound
saying
real.
it right? Yeah. Am
Yeah.
I? Yeah. You have that self doubt a little bit.
Like you have,
Because the Doctor in the Doctor Who logo, it's like he's like a flated surfboard.
I like
because it's so big. It's literally I read it
I like
as Who
that the
Doctor
attention
more
is,
than Doctor Who.
Yeah, the attention is on the
Who? Yeah,
That is emphasising the Who,
especially for the these specials. Yeah,
not the band the Who, because they're not in it,
no.
thankfully.
But then actually looking at that it
So where are you putting it?
point down.
Where
you know?
where are you putting new Diamond Who?
Is that better than that?
Where is Diamonds Are Forever?
No,
It's on Amazon
second.
Prime.
Forever. No, second. For me, it's just the RTD surfboard. I mean, yeah, people hate
So
the logo.
you're going
but
Surfboard Diamond,
Nostalgia
Surfboard
beats.
Diamond Chibnall.
nostalgia beats all.
Really?
For me, nostalgia beats all. When I think Doctor Who, I think that.
Yeah,
I think that sequence.
yeah, but I also think like I think of that sequence, but I think if I'm just looking at the logo, like yes, the merchandising and it being all over like Toys R Us and stuff,
Mm.
but as a kid, it never was a thing of like that's the Doctor Who logo. That's
But then if you're
a
talking
cool
about
thing, like that's a
it-
good logo. Like that wasn't
Yeah.
ever because I wasn't at a critical stage really in my life until late Matt Smith era. Because by that time I'm in college, I'm doing a
you're-
media course. I'm
bits.
more a thing of like I question a lot of things and
Yeah,
started to
yeah,
have these
you
conversations that
challenge,
we now
yeah.
have now.
yeah,
And on the face of it, that one is it's very plain and flat,
yeah, pun
and
intended.
it's a bit sort of. So I think I would put at the moment, if you were asking me now,
Mm.
I would say that I really like the diamond one, but I would put Chibnall first.
Okay, yeah.
I'd put diamond, I'd put surfboard, and then I'd put Moth at the bottom, but series 5 at the top of that.
Above it, yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Because yeah.
but if you're talking classic as well,
The title sequences, I think, would change in order for a lot of these anyway.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, if we talk about
Because
the whole thing,
if
then
we're talking
yeah.
about the best title sequence, I think it's series 5 and 6. because it feels like you're being thrown into an adventure.
Oh, of course, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna include everything. If I was keep the new ranking the new Who ranking the way it is. Then underneath that, so top of the classics, I'd put the 80s Davison, Colin Baker. For me,
Which one do you prefer, Davison or Baker?
Oh, Davison's. I mean, no offense to Colin Baker and the sound department and the
because they just went
and the weird sound effects.
I like the sound effect because that just reminds me.
It's wacky.
It reminds me of watching the DVDs,
and it sounds like the discs are scratching.
And the way
it's wacky.
His logo is just slightly more curved and a slightly different shade, and then he's got the weird kaleidoscope effect,
the rainbow effect at the end. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Do you know what? As ugly as it is, I do quite like Sylvester's one. The title sequence,
it's stylistic. I give it that.
Is it's very 80s.
Yeah, exactly. It's very of its time. Yeah. Whereas if I'd watched the Davison / Colin,
/ End of Tom.
Yeah, exactly. End of Tom. Yeah, if we watched that, I would still look at that and think, like, damn, that's impressive. Even if I was like 20 years older.
I think in terms of the DVD range, we cannot ignore the Pertwee / Paul McGann logo as. It proves that Pertwee has the most influential logos because they've both been remade.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even though that's more synonymous with Tom, like he had that first.
He did.
And his first logo is obviously,
But then, Battle of the 60s, would you put the original William Hartnell Doctor Who or the Patrick Troughton Doctor Who?
I think the Patrick Troughton one comes last out of all
Okay,
just because it just looks like it's been...
Out of all these sequences, Patrick Troughton's right at the bottom for you?
Because it just... Not like the sequences,
it's the font.
The font is... It doesn't look like... I know it was the 60s, but it doesn't look like a lot. But somehow, the first one looks like a logo. Like that just looks like it's been sort of typed on a Word document kind of thing.
It really does, yeah. Yeah, it really does.
I would say if I was going to do all of them, I would do... I think top would be... this is hard. This is really hard.
This is good, though. I like Battle of the Logos. This is good.
I would say...
I never really thought about it.
By proxy, I'm going to have to say that I really like the... Alright, Pertwee... First Pertwee.
Oh, out of all the logos, Pertwee...
Right. Pertwee... second diamond. Then...
second diamond. I was in Shooty's diamond.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No. All right. Yeah. I'm ranking them as one.
They are the same thing. Yeah.
So Pertwee McGann on top.
Okay,
Shooty diamond. Number second.
2. Okay.
Because I just like the 3D effect, and that's a really nice reimagining of that. I would say the Davison.
But the 80s one, the first 80s one.
Yeah, the Davison Baker one.
Yeah.
Chibnall, Surfboard. I'd say Hartnell.
Okay.
After that.
Yeah.
Surfboard, Hartnell. Moffat.
You haven't said McCoy.
Moffat, McCoy, and then Troughton. No, Moffat. Second diamond. No, Moffat, McCoy, second diamond, Troughton.
I kind of got your thought, and then it was until you got to. I can't fucking remember. I thought you were just going by style, and there is something about the 7th logo, but the title sequence itself, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the 7th sequence at all. I'm just not a fan.
I like how every Doctor essentially has their own logo.
Their thing,
apart from
Paul and
it's just
John.
a variation for Baker. And obviously, the logo in the title sequence was never that was never actually in the colour that it was in all the marketing until Series 3.
Oh yeah, cool, yeah.
Because in the original title sequence, it was a flat silver
thing, silver chrome thing, yeah. Well, that's more like Series 4 sequence.
Yeah, that looks more Series 4-ish. Yeah, but because that was always with me, like why it wasn't
like a weird
that.
Browny silvery.
Yeah,
colour.
Like why it wasn't like that until Martha came, because it was Martha, and then the specials, and like it stayed for the duration of that. But it was kind of a hangover from the Eccleston thing. It was in David's first. Yeah, it was in David's first year. Yeah, that's the Doctor Who logo chat. Which is your favourite? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. Send us your own. Send it to the BBC. Send it to Big Finish.
Like the people that make their own logos and title sequences are really interesting, fucking talented people. Yes.
Yeah. I like that one.
Oh, that is nice. Looks very Gallifreyan.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Shall I?
We should do next week. We should do the title sequences.
Shall we?
We should begin the title sequences next week.
I think we could make like an actual, just like a video on it. But
a tier list.
A tier, Sarah Jane. That's what we can call it. News stuff. What happened in the news this week? Some stuff happened. Da 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 da. Shall we talk about the Doctor Who stuff then now as we're
Sure, because we've been on about it for the last like 20 minutes.
So, oh yeah, and it was Lee Binding that shared the thing of like the boss has spoken, love him. It was with the announcement of because the new logo came 2 or 3 days after Power of the Doctor, because you had a different-ish font at the end of like Doctor Who Will Return in Doctor Who Returns 2023 kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was similar to the ones on the clapperboard. And obviously we hadn't had that, fully divulged of what it was. And then we got the diamond thing, like
the reveal.
The nice little intro reveal, which looks like it's straight from the title sequence, which I hope it is.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Kind of like how I hope that when it come out, I hoped that the reveal of the Whittaker logo was the title sequence, because the way that the music's and
that
warps in and out. Like I was like, that would have been a sick title sequence, and it was used so much in... mainly like the YouTube side of it.
The DVDs and stuff,
like
or the Blu-rays.
When you would load it up, or like the end of like the YouTube videos would be in that sort of like weird ruby diamond space thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the void, the vortex.
But the logo on the collections won't change, which is good for Russell understands the OCD collectors. Because someone commented on it on Instagram, like what happens with the collection.
Are you re-releasing the old ones with the new logo?
And like would they just change over? And it's like, no, just like the logo won't change on that. It will just change on everything else.
Thank goodness.
So the main thing that came out with Doctor Who is that we confirmed. Yeah, us.
We definitely
confirmed it because we know.
We theorised this weeks ago, and like the power of Barry Chuckle, R.I.P., God bless his soul, we predicted that Doctor Who would not only become more marketable, more popular in the RTD era, because I mean it's literally been just under 2 weeks, and already we've seen such a boom and spike in momentum for a special that's on next fucking year.
It kind of like let the Power of the Doctor settle. Like the Monday was just kind of a thing. Like there was some stuff, like bits and pieces, and then it was like new logo and go.
Full speed go.
And one of those things is we got confirmation that this was, I think it was done by. It was either done before Ncuti Gatwa had the interview in the US, because he then had gone out and done some because obviously now it's about him taking over, even though he's is he the 15th Doctor? Is he the 14th?
Is it 10 again?
Is it a weird trans-dimensional thing?
Is David Tennant the Master?
David's spoken in interviews I couldn't not jump at this opportunity because I knew I was in safe hands. I knew it wasn't a risk. It was me, Russell, Catherine.
The good old days.
It all worked the first time kind of thing. He was like, I look forward, I've missed having Russell's name on a script kind of thing. That was and he's obviously talking about that, sort of being coy about it, but he's kind of shoot, he's amazing, everything I've seen of him, he looks fantastic. But it's a pleasure that you kind of get, I kind of get to do this again for a little bit.
Exactly,
not just
I think I've seen that interview.
Because you don't generally get this kind of thing where someone comes back, is the incumbent again for a little bit, and then, goes away and hands it off to
I hope this is just a one-time ordeal though. It can't be when the writers and showrunners in the future seasons, they've run out of ideas, let's just get Matt Smith back, let's just get Capaldi back, if they want to do something cool. But they can't just retcon it and be
our whole thing
writer's block, let's get an old Doctor back.
Because our whole thing was is it a different version of the 10th Doctor from an alternate reality? Because obviously the costume.
Even the fucking Meta Crisis, the new Earth Doctor, the parallel Earth Doctor, Rose's Doctor, that Rose's Doctor.
It could have been. It should have been. It would have been. But yeah. So and it was confirmation that so. I think Russell said it. It was so it'd be on the BBC and iPlayer as normal over here, but everywhere outside of the UK and Ireland, it will be shown on Disney Plus, which had been sort of alluded to a few months before, 4 or 5 months. They talked about it, that it was going to go on there. And
there was articles floating around,
and This is a good thing for me, especially for the people in Australia, because they have to use like View something, like this
Yeah.
weird website which only has
Josh Snares was going into detail about
It's
this.
a streaming service that only has them in standard def. So that's
dearie
like,
me.
because it was on the most recent Weekly Planet. They talk about like the thingy stuff, and let's say like that's how they watch it. Obviously, you know, them and Josh Snares from the same country, so it's
Conveniently.
clearly that's clearly what it's called. I just forgot the actual name of it. And it's good in terms of like marketability. You're going to get it in more places if it's on something like Disney Plus, one of the most used streaming services on the planet.
Yeah.
But we learned that this isn't just a platform for it to be, you know, accessed around the world. It is also sort of a co-production deal. Now, the way you're like, oh no, it's leaving the BBC. It's not leaving the BBC because the BBC can't afford to lose it.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially.
They can't.
But they know that
They
Russell is
shouldn't.
the best and smartest person for it.
Mm.
So it's a co-production with his production team,
Bad Wolf Bad Wolf Studios.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's because all BBC is funded by the taxpayer and your TV license. Hence why not a lot of things have a lot of money, and so that anytime there is anything made, really, it's a co-production, so that the production company that you work with, you know, like that's it. But obviously, Doctor Who was always made in-house at the BBC, and that's like why it went to BBC Wales, because it was, you know, easy to make it there, because there was more budget in Wales than there was to
Versus
keep making it in London, like it was, because it was obviously a very cheap show to make from '63 and was still looked cheap in the '80s.
Yeah.
And that was the downfall of it, really, is that you had stuff like Stargate and Star Trek Next Generation and stuff coming out, and it looked ahead of its time and fresh and new and vibrant. And Doctor Who didn't have that budget.
Always had the samey vibe.
It had a bit more of that budget as the RTD and Moffat era. Like, I would argue the Moffat era is when it hits its peak of like, it's hit America,
absolutely.
it's popular. This is the most money that the BBC has thrown at it. That obviously, as the dwindling started to like drop and drop and
Less
drop
and less
after the
and less.
50th.
Mm.
Come back up a bit Chibnall, like with the reduced production of episodes, has obviously made it look a lot more ITV drama like.
Cinematic.
It looks a lot more cinematic, and you know, I know some of the colour filters are a bit iffy, but you know,
yeah, each their own.
and then I would say that you know, it's kind of looked at like, where does it go now? Like, it's got to sort of earn the trust back to get the money back, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Bad Wolf funding it as well is like part of it. Like, that takes pressure on the BBC, but there will be funding apparently received from the Disney side of this deal.
Brilliant.
Which, you know, is it going to be Disneyfied? No, because Russell T Davies and because Bad Wolf and the BBC have overall creative say on it. Like, Russell is the showrunner; he will say what goes. They can have inputs in the production.
Yeah, sure.
I
feel like Disney should.
Yeah, RTD
in some
will retain the
instances.
creative division, but Disney will give the show vast budgets beyond the BBC's means, allowing for more cinematic production value. So we might get back up to 13 episodes.
Well,
But it won't be 13 cheap episodes. It might
Yeah.
be 13, you know, glorious CGI. I don't want it to just become a
Movie-
CGI fest of like
movie quality episodes.
Yeah, I don't want it to become like a WandaVision kind of thing, where it's like there's money in every shot kind of thing. It still needs to feel like the show,
Exactly.
but
Yeah,
just
sure.
sort of you've turned everything up a little bit, like the ability to do these things,
Up a notch.
which is exciting. I think both of us are genuinely excited for that.
Gassed. Just the possibility, just the fact that they were like 6 months ago. I'm not dissing the BBC, not dissing BBC iPlayer, but you know, in terms of the streaming marketability, apart from us in the UK and maybe those who use VPN in other worldwide territories to watch the BBC programming, you know, not exactly high up in the streaming charts and the viewing figures, and you know. Oh, what's the most talked about show this week? Oh, it's not the show on Netflix. It's not the show on Amazon Prime. It's been Doctor Who, as if. But now, Disney Plus is going to change all of that. And it isn't going to be flavour of the week. It should be something like Netflix. They release something like every blooming few days, and it's always like talk of the week, talk of the day, or whatever. Disney Plus, I don't know about you, but every time I use it, the more and more stuff that ends up on Disney Plus, just... And the fact that overseas will finally get Doctor Who sort of not akin to the Moffat USA glory back in 2011, but like close to that.
Yes.
In terms of the streaming charts. You know, bloody magnificent, good marketing move, brave move, amazing move, and you know, it's going to get a whole bunch of audience members like involved. Because the amount of even kids that will go on Disney Plus to see Mickey Mouse and then be like, I don't want to watch a mouse no more. Who's that man in the bow tie? Because bow ties are cool. And they're going to watch the man instead of the mouse. I can't wait for it.
The man instead of
The mouse. Dr. Mouse.
Doctor
Doctor Mouse.
Mouse MD.
Mouse who?
So there's that.
Yeah.
Excited.
Amazing.
I look forward to actually talking in depth about Who in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah,
So that's kind of the last. I don't expect any more major news. I say that and something will fucking come out.
No.
The Marvel stuff I think we'll leave till next week because I've got a few things on there. I've got loads of stuff to go through my phone and just delete in general because there's stuff all the way back fucking months ago. Should we go into the DC thing because we'll talk about the Quantumania trailer next?
Fine. Yeah. Okay.
Because I think, it's nice to actually let's give some breathing room and talk about DC because obviously it was announced that James Gunn and what's his face
The other guy
taking over as co-CEOs, so like he's dealing with the production and like budgeting and all like the business side of it. James Gunn is obviously a creative head and so will have more of a grasp on the writing and direction and the storytelling side of the DC. Officially, it's been given its official name.
It has it. What, the DCEU no more?
No,
What on earth is it?
it's the DCU.
Which
Which a lot of
DC universe. Okay.
this is obviously part of the week plan thing. They said because it means because DC is Detective Comics, you don't call it because people say
Detective
DC Comics,
Comics
so it's like
universe.
DC Comics. Comics technically is what you're like Detective Comics comics.
Yeah.
So they were like, does the D stand for
Detective.
Detective Comics, or is it the Detective Comics universe, or is it meant to just be the DC Cinematic Universe? But then it would have to be the DCCU?
Jesus. Okay. Yeah.
I think it's like one of those so that's it. It will obviously span
The DCU. Okay.
it will span the movies, television, and other such mediums that will possibly tie into it. Will they have
no longer extended? But no, it sounds like they're going to be extended and the same as before. But one could argue,
But
well, the DCU,
I
you're
think
extending it.
there is an argument for everything that come before is in it,
Mm.
but it also can be a starting off point. Is they're looking at maybe is there a thing on it? Maybe Black Adam is the start of this new phase kind of thing.
The whole new universe.
Still not overly enamoured with Black Adam. So should we talk about that and then go into the future and
Yeah.
the because we've had problems with the past of it.
Oh, everyone had problems with the past.
But so we'll talk about now briefly spoiler free. We'll just sort of Black Adam. Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's on the good spectrum.
Overjoyed, or was it just kind of this is a serviceable DC movie that I was not expecting to actually see this year?
Yes, most of that. There was aspects which, critically, thinking caps on and hats on. Oh, that shouldn't have worked. Oh, I can't say I like this. I can't say I like that. But then, really, stupid as it were, it was entertaining. That's the word I would say. It's entertaining.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Doesn't necessarily mean in critically, is it good? Probably leaning towards the meh bad side.
I think I said it last week. I think it's a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think because
6.5 at a push. If I'm feeling nice.
I don't think ironically, with all his posts and the fact that he's been connected to this movie since 2007,
Yeah.
he didn't look like he wanted to be there. I think it was one of the weakest Dwayne Johnson performances I've seen in recent years. But then I think it comes back to the fact that The Rock is not an actor.
No.
He's
a sports entertainer.
Yeah, he was an entertainer and then moved into
entertainer.
acting. And when you look at the other examples of WWE wrestlers that have then gone on to do that, I would
in
still
shorter
argue
periods of
that
time.
in terms of actual acting ability, I still think he's the bottom out of the three of them. I still think Dave Bautista has the best acting range. The best performer is probably still John Cena. For me, John Cena's definitive performance is probably Bumblebee because he is playing full-on Saturday morning cartoon villain and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's playing up to that and he feels like, he feels like a Transformers villain.
Okay.
Kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
That's what I get from him. With The Rock, I was just kind of like, you don't look like you give a shit.
No.
He looked like he's been he looks like he's been attached to this project for 15 years. He looked like, I'm finally doing it. but it's not like he's read the comics or like prepared for it. It's
Yeah,
like
right,
He's just kind of
mentally,
been sitting around waiting, just like, okay, here I am. This is what I'm gonna do. Like,
and go. Yeah.
And I just didn't gel with his the
Yeah,
showcasing of his powers.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal, but that's because I think
CGI galore.
the fact that it's not as tonally different from Shazam as it should have been, or
Exactly.
perhaps I wanted.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I get that.
Because
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
like, it's not a sense of entitlement, but it's the fact that I like Black Adam as a character because I think the best comic book villains are mirrors of the heroes
Of the
of
heroes.
which they are
going
know,
against.
Yeah. So, Batman and the Joker.
Mm.
Like, you're one bad day away from becoming me. Like, all those kind of things. Like, in a different world, and sometimes that has been shown on the page.
In Elseworlds, yeah.
Like,
or in the multiverse.
Bruce could have ended up like the Joker, and the Joker equally
Easily.
could have ended up like Bruce.
Easily, yeah.
Spider-Man and Venom.
Right.
I know it's a more, like derogative thing of like, this is just evil Spider-Man that eats people.
Yeah.
But there is
yeah.
a mirror thing there, and that is, expressed more in the black suit and stuff, and going into Secret Wars and things like that. Like that whole arc of him having the suit and the symbiote, and that's the dark him creates Venom.
Exactly. The
darkness
darkness
within
in
him.
the soul. Yeah. Yeah.
Black Adam is evil Shazam. Like when people
Yeah.
have asked me, last sister went to go and see it with her other half, and she was like, "Is there anything I need to see?" I was like, "Well, kind of, but you don't have to," because I was like,
Oh, great. That sums it up.
She's watched all of the
Yeah.
MCU, like we all sort of had together at various points when we were locked down and that.
Yeah.
That it was like she's not as like interested in watching like DCU. I was like, there's some interesting stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not a lot that I've connected with, so I kind of stay away from the bits that I either know I won't like or haven't sort of like the feel of if they feel like other things. Like I only come back in for like
For certain
bits I like.
certain installments, yeah, certain
And,
bits.
Like I was interested in seeing Black Adam because I love Shazam. So I was like, if you want to get more of a thing for it, watch Shazam, because that's gonna lead to them to
Oh, of course.
or inevitably are on a path.
Yeah, without spoiling Black Adam, yeah, that definitely is going to happen
Yes.
still. Yeah.
I was like, but apart from that, and they went into it not watching any of them. I don't know if they've seen stuff before. Like, they might have, caught watching the Suicide Squad on Netflix, like the shit Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they were like, no, we still got the story, like basics of it. I was like, that's because that had been before I'd seen it, and I was like, that's pretty cool that it's kind of like standalone-ish
Exactly, yeah. That's probably the biggest strength.
and feels very fresh slate-like.
Yeah. You don't have to
get more
have
out
the
of
weight
it if
before.
you've seen all that, but you can kind of like, if you want to jump on.
Here you go, yeah. This is a fresh trampoline, yeah.
I just think that like it should because it gave all the shit in the trailers about heroes don't do this, and Hawkman's big on telling Dwayne Johnson that heroes don't this isn't what heroes do, and there's only so many times you can laugh about it as well. Like in the film, I don't know about you, but I was kind of looking at it that's just kind of that's all he's saying, really.
Yeah, right.
Heroes don't do
this.
But
Heroes don't
after
do
a while,
that.
but after a while, it's kind of like, how many times have we
Is
got
he
to
gonna
go
fucking
through,
say it?
this isn't what heroes do. Like, you're not a hero. He's clearly acting like a hero. But why are you talking about treading the line between being good and... They did the same thing with the marketing for Venom. Like, is he good, is he bad? Well, predominantly he's bad, but you're going to make him good because it's marketable and it's Tom Hardy or Dwayne Johnson.
Exactly, yeah.
But when you need them to go up against their good counterpart, because you're not going to want people to hate on Zachary Levi or Tom Holland. You're going to make them...
No.
You're going to then give them a weird
Blasphemy.
You're going to give them a weird bait and switch up and make them be like suddenly really evil.
Yeah,
You played them up
a
to be the
a
anti-hero.
false switch up. Yeah,
You're going to make them unredeemable as villains, and what is
And
the
once
point
they
of
go
that?
down that trail, how are you then going to sell kids and theatres to go and see Tom
exactly.
Hardy too? Yeah, he almost killed Spider-Man. Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that.
It's a weird sort of thing, and it's very
that
when you look
as
at
a genre, they are trying to find a way to kind of hit that
because
threshold.
it's marketable and we can make money off of it. Yeah, but when you look at you're not making a Doc Ock movie,
No, you're not.
you're not making a Green Goblin movie.
Yeah, no, you're not.
It's even I think it kind of happened the same in Joker. Like it was like how do we make the Joker seem like a real person? It's
A
you can
sympathy.
justify him for this.
Yeah, a sympathy act.
Even though it's not the genuine Joker, because if this Joker went up against Batman, he would die instantly
Oh, yeah,
from
he would.
one punch.
Yeah,
But
because he's like 3 stone in that movie.
and I still I wish for stuff like that to be, because James Gunn confirmed that it's the DCU stuff that they got at the minute. That's all canon until it's not.
Exactly, yeah.
The Batman, Joker, and other stuff like that will continue.
Yeah.
And it will be its own universe, but there's not to say that there might be
Down the line, potentially, something.
Because I think he was asked something about, like, Crisis on Infinite Earths obviously, like, drew a lot of things from other things. He was like, yeah, obviously there's the possibility for that, but that's not on the agenda right now.
I mean, considering it already technically happened in the Arrowverse, that then sort of, at that time, incorporated the movies into that, but yeah.
So that could happen at some point. So, like, will that, won't that,
Or something similar to that.
But I would be down for like an Elseworlds thing of like, here's origin stories of things that happen in different universes.
Exactly,
and like, kind of like What If, but feature like that could
be feature length DC What If.
That could be fucking feather in their cap, because they could just do that. Like, here's like if here's the Thomas Wayne, Martha Wayne, Batman Joker story.
Reversal.
Like you could do stuff like that and get away with it, and Marvel would kind of not really have a leg to stand on with that, because they couldn't justify, like, what if what's one of the things, like, what if not what if Peter Parker becomes the one when he becomes the Lizard and then Gwen becomes Spider-Man, like you.
What, an actual comic? That's an actual comic, is it?
I think that version of Spider-Gwen was birthed out of a What If. I'm
really?
not 100%, but like you could, like, they wouldn't, we're not doing a whole feature film on that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas DC they at least have the option to do stuff like that. I would say one of my favourite things about Black Adam, like, showcasing the powers was good. A lot of the stuff, like in the trailer, felt stolen from other things, like the Iron Man flying and things like that. But the power set, like, believable. I really liked Hawkman. I liked Dr. Fate. I think Pierce Brosnan
surprisingly good.
Pierce Brosnan for me was very surprising in terms of the fact that he was in it a bit more than I thought he would
be. Yeah.
And I think his performance, like, he didn't take himself too seriously, but he brought enough gravitas to the thing of, like, he's the one in charge.
Legit,
like, he is the
experienced veteran sort of compared to them.
The patriarchal sort of aura of the group.
Yeah, right.
Of the Justice Society kind of thing.
Everyone in it felt kind of like the young gun, up and coming. Hawkeye was like middle-aged, up and comer.
And it felt a bit like the Justice League.
Dr. Fate had been through stuff.
Dynamic, but sort of like that's how it should have felt. Like,
exactly.
They all felt like a team. It was obviously like in that movie, like whatever version you watch, they are thrown together last minute, and it's kind of like they learn to be a family. I know the Avengers kind of thing. It's it's an easy sort of
formula template.
Yeah, it's
copy and paste.
It's an easy comparison kind of
copy
thing,
and paste. Yeah.
But yeah, I really dug it, man. I dug it in the most part in terms of, like you say, it was entertaining. I didn't love it. I think it's 4th or 5th in terms of my like, it's better than a lot of the DCU output we've had.
Yeah.
It's very middle-y. I would say maybe
middle
5th,
movie, middle-ish, yeah.
For me, still, I think I rewatched The Suicide Squad the other day. And I think
still fucking number one.
I think I need to rewatch Shazam, because it is just them two are just, they're doing an Avatar and Avengers Endgame at the
at the box office for you, in your mental box office.
Yeah.
Which one should be higher?
Because I was like, I haven't watched this in ages, and I'd forgot how fucking well paced, well made, and just lovingly crafted it was. And even though he's not going to be directing every film, because I think that was one of the main things before they had 2 people at the top, or even a person at the top, even when it was, I mean, Jeff Johns is a horrible person and, very questionable things, but, like, even with that, and it was like, Zach's going to direct every single one. It's like, that just, time-wise, that doesn't make sense.
No, it does not. It would not.
Why are you going to melt a man's brain and make him direct 37 fucking movies? But obviously it will take, like,
one vision.
It will be more than
one voice.
More than a year's gap, like, because you can't physically be like, you've just finished this, and can you film Wonder Woman?
Yeah. All within like 3 months, right? And now you're going to film.
I think the
this,
direction the film looked good. Like Black Adam looked good. It's not the it's not the same director as Shazam, is it?
No, it isn't. No. The director of Black Adam, though.
But it did sort of feel like it's of the same world. It felt very much sort of...
Oh yeah, it felt believable and relatable, and even like Jimon Honsu at the beginning, the cameo with the actual like Shazam ceremony, if you like.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah,
and that was
felt authentic.
Like if you'd watched Shazam, you'd have been like, and hadn't heard of Black Adam or knew about it, you'd have been like, oh, it's like Shazam, and then you would have, if you go back or hadn't have watched Shazam and then watched Shazam and be like, that's the statue that they show Billy. Like,
exactly.
That's very, like, just sort of Dwayne Johnson in the shadows kind of thing of, like, don't worry, he's coming.
He was there.
And that's what I kind of liked about that, is just the thing of, like, set itself for a mini world build. Like I liked how it talked about
he did Jungle Cruise, the director,
that.
during Colette's era, and I really like Jungle Cruise.
I really surprisingly like Jungle Cruise a lot more than I
Yeah.
thought I would. What year was that? That was last year, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Adam,
The
Non-Stop,
Commuter.
that's the Liam Neeson one.
Yeah, exactly, which I've seen.
Run All Night, I've not seen. The Commuter, that's another Liam Neeson
Yeah,
one.
The
Is Run All
Shadow.
Night a Liam Neeson one? I feel like it is.
I feel like it is. Yeah. Yeah.
So he likes
Liam Neeson quite. So he's going to be a villain in Shazam 4 or
Do you reckon
3.
he'll reprise his role of, what was he? Was he
Ra's al Ghul.
Was he Zeus in
Zeus.
fucking Clash of the Titans / Wrath of the Titans?
Oh, Liam Neeson, was he?
Yeah, I don't know. Is
Jesus.
there real gods in the universe? We don't know. Well, there's Fury of the Gods coming soon. What did you make of the overall, like, in more spoiler terms, like, the ending of the film? Like the actual-
another Liam Neeson movie.
Jesus
He's done 4
Christ.
movies.
In terms of the actual plot
in
of
terms of the plot,
Black Adam,
what did I think?
like, the sacrifice of
Wow.
Dr. Fate.
Strange Fate?
The thing is, it was obviously like...
who has since said it's not the last we'll see of the character.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Because Dr. Fate is... Is Dr. Fate more alien-based than... Cause,
I don't know. Oh, so to me, he's Doctor Strange and Moon Knight put together.
yeah, because it's...
He's like half Egyptian god-ish.
Yeah. It's more of a... It's not just learning a skill, like, which Doctor Strange is, which, like, it kind of like... No, it sounds like we're knocking on it, but, like, it's not. It's just a thing of, like... He is more of a... If I'm correct, he's more of an outer-worldly origin, isn't he? Like, there's...
I'm trying to I'm
I've
actually
not read
reading
any
the
Doctor
actual-
Fate. Like,
I've not
straight
read
up,
none
just-
of these DC comics.
I obviously know Black Adam more through the Shazam
Stuff.
books that he's in and like that kind of thing. So it's like, but stuff with like Doctor Fate and the Justice Society and things like that.
Justice Society, I only know from Legends of Tomorrow, really, or
Yeah.
what little I've seen of their run.
because it was kind of like, you know, we can't use the Justice League on TV, so here's
No,
the Justice
it's
Society.
just the lower budget version. Yeah.
Yeah. His
I don't know.
sacrifice, I
Yeah.
felt it because I thought he was so charismatic. Like I felt like
He was very Moorish. I wanted to see more of him.
Yeah, and do you know what? It felt like he channeled a bit of the Bondishness.
In
Like,
a weird way.
He was calm, collected, like he was a leader,
He was shaken and stirred.
but he was also very suave and charming and sort of very relaxed. Like it didn't
Yeah.
feel like it was like I'm a hero and I'm taking myself seriously.
Yes.
It was kind
For
of
the
like,
power of justice.
Yeah, it was like
Ah!
this
Yeah.
is what I do, but like you're a person, I'm a person.
Yeah.
We both know how this
But
goes.
because
down,
I've been
kind of
older, and without elaborating on my backstory, you can tell by my wise grey hair and moustache, I've been through some shit.
Yeah.
You lot, kids, take
Very-
my lead.
thing. A very elegant goatee.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And the fact that when he just like he's sitting there in like 3-piece suits with a cravat on and stuff like that, you're
I
like,
was like, Jesus, Bruce, like you're really trying
that's what Bruce Wayne should have been, but
Yeah,
more
right.
dickheady.
Elseworlds older
all
Bruce
wo-
Wayne.
All words are letters, dickhead.
I don't know. Piers is like an Elseworlds older Bruce Wayne, like Batman Beyond older Bruce Wayne. I don't know. I don't hate that.
Yeah, I like him, considering he's not done anything franchise.
No,
really
like longevity.
since Bond.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Arguably, I know he's had. You know, he's had 2 Mamma Mia films, but that barely counts as a franchise. But like,
Oh
other
my
stuff-
god.
other stuff he's been in has been more on the independent sort of
Yeah.
spectrum of things, hasn't it?
Yeah. No, good old
With,
Piers. Good old
any
Piers.
sort of Black Adam-
Is that the shitty Amazon
That's,
Cinderella?
yeah, the shitty Amazon Cinderella. That's
Yeah.
terrible. He has had some poor choices, like Eurovision. Yeah, that was.
I haven't
But I
seen
think
it.
that comes off of the back of Mamma Mia.
It's a bit final score.
Foreigner's good. Yeah, it's less franchise.
The Foreigner, that's the Jackie Chan Netflix
Yes.
stuff that got really good right up. Okay, yeah.
Have you not seen that?
I have not. No.
That's a you kind of film.
I don't. What, you saying I'm a foreigner?
No, I'm saying that you would watch it. And
As a German, I'm not taking offence.
I know. I'm saying like you would sit down, watch it, and just be immediately
Yeah.
like, I get this.
I get it. Okay.
Like I get this
Oh.
world that they're trying to.
No, fair enough.
Create in my
It's a me film.
It's
okay.
a me, a film. It's a me, a Chris Pratt Mario.
Yeah,
Mushroom Kingdom, here I come.
come.
What the fuck is that weird inflection?
Well, I was half expecting him to get a fucking
Hawkman
Walkman.
was quite good.
Aldous Hodge.
Aldous
Yeah.
Hodge.
Aldous Hodge.
Have
He
you
was
seen him
cool.
in anything? that we'd recognise? Because I don't. A lot of these people, I was like,
I mean, I haven't seen Straight Out of Compton, but that's what he's known for.
Straight Outta Compton. That is a
Yeah.
good film.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it was like, I know you.
Exactly. I did look at him. I was like, I know you. I don't know who I am
seen you
anymore,
somewhere.
but I know you.
I've seen you somewhere before.
He was the
haven't I?
Invisible Man. I don't know if he was like the boyfriend. Spoilers for the Invisible Man 2020.
He was the boyfriend.
Maybe of Elizabeth Moss. I don't know. I don't know who James Lanier is. I'm guessing he's the love interest.
Or might have been that, or the cop, or something. No, it might have been the cop, actually.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that was a good film. I quite
that was
liked
a very good film. Hidden Figures I didn't see.
But then you didn't really see him much without the mask on, so it was
No,
kind of just
exactly.
like
He was training for as a superhero villain in The Invisible Man.
what else?
TV wise, what's he done TV wise?
So the basic plot of the film is.
Yeah.
You want to go into? Go on. You give. What do you think it was about?
Well, what do I think it's about? Well, really, before
Brief,
Shazam,
yeah, like a brief.
yeah,
Like, don't do every page
every
one, scene
detail.
one.
No, I've just so like 10,000 years before Shazam. This is technically a prequel in the form of the Black Adam, Tef Adam, right?
Tefra, and
I feel
then
like they
Tef
called him
Adam, and then
Tefra,
Black
yeah.
Adam, and then
And
The
then
Rock.
just simply The Rock. Yeah, Tefra, a man along with a whole race of people that was enslaved by, I say by the Dark Ages, by
I honestly thought you said the Daleks. I was like,
you are a slave of the Daleks. No, I don't know. I say of the Dark Ages. I don't know. It felt like if they really wanted to, they could kind of make that presence like Darkseid and his dark forces
they
of
could have.
stuff. I don't know.
Obviously, it was just slavery in Egypt.
Yeah,
which
slavery in
was
Egypt.
bad.
Yeah, I felt like it was supernatural slavery, but yeah, it might just be just
Supernatural slavery.
no, as in like some dark force captured the colony and made them slaves. I didn't think it was humans on human slaves.
Okay.
That's why I went supernatural slaves.
Yeah, so he's imprisoned.
Yeah, 10,000 years ago, by Digimon Honsu and the council of
Shazam.
the council of Shazams.
Because
Yeah,
we see all of them, because
you do. Yeah,
they all represent a different one of the powers of Shazam, don't they? But they
Yeah.
have all of them, but they're more of a representation of like the speed of Mercury, the strength of Hercules, the A in
the Saturn.
A in atonement.
I was going to say the Saturn of Jupiter.
the strength of a part. I don't fucking know.
The strength,
the wisdom, the
strength
might
Saturn,
of Zeus,
the might of Zeus. Yeah, and all this, etc.,
and
etc.
and the hasm,
And the
hasm in the chasm.
yeah,
It's because they were all killed.
they were
Because
killed.
he obviously talks like in Shazam. He's like, we entrusted the powers with one before, and he killed my brothers and sisters, and now I'm the only one left, and I was also in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's the full line from the scene.
I was in Guardians of the
So
Galaxy.
we have the empowerment thing.
Yeah, right. He gets imprisoned, and the power of Shazam. They say the word, and that's what made me go, "Oh yeah, this is part of the DCU, isn't it?" I was like, "Yeah, Shazam." And next thing you know, he gets powers. He goes on a bit of a killing spree. He sort of frees the slavers and himself and his son and the woman that he loved.
Woman.
Yeah, the woman that he loved. But then more on that, because the story then goes to the modern day with a kid on a skateboard, and I instantly thought, who the hell has a skateboard in the comics or in the TV show? And I thought of Grant. Like, I don't know if Barry Allen in the Flash show has a skateboard in the show, but I swear season 1 Barry Allen, Grant Gustin is him on the skateboard for a bit, even in the Arrow episodes. I don't know why. I just felt like he was going to be a shit stirrer like Barry Allen, or I don't know if I'm blending Smallville Impulse Barry Allen or Bart Allen in Smallville. I think he was
Maybe.
on a skateboard.
I don't know. There's a lot of people and a lot of things.
He's
man.
a fucking kid anyway on a skateboard, and I thought, he's a little shit. He's skateboarding around the town of Kamatage, a fictional state of Kamatage. And he lives at home with his mum, and of course he's basically a fan because in his bedroom we have the DC universe on the walls, in the posters.
It's in the walls. It's
In
on the
in
walls.
Kind of similar to Shazam though, when like he has Ben Affleck's bullet and like the Batarang that's damaged, and
Yeah.
but literally this kid's got competition to the Batterson family, adopted family, because he's
Yeah.
got posters on the wall. He's got like I don't know what he even had. He had posters literally graffitied around the whole fucking wall. They might as well have been tattooed on. It weren't even posters. The whole wall was made of posters.
The walls are made of posters.
He had a secret. He had a secret fucking thing in his bedroom, like, underneath his mirror, like a secret entrance.
Yeah, it's quite a weird bedroom when you think about it.
For like a 6-year-old kid, 10-year-old kid.
I say
he weren't even a teenager.
Can't have been 6 years old.
6.
And then he's freed from his prison. Does he get out of his? Because he's imprisoned.
Yeah, he gets out. If you smell what the Black Adam is cooking. Yeah,
it was weird that he actually said that as well. That was quite
exactly like that tone as well. He pulls between the Black and Adam to draw emphasis. No, I don't know. I can't exactly remember. Shit gets out. The kid finds Adam. Dwayne's looking as miserable as ever. He looks like he's going to beat the shit out of the kid, but then he flies off. He goes away. He flies off.
It's like an audio drama.
He just goes off. The kid kind of like, hey, what's your name? Hey, man, oh, you're like Superman. Zooms off. Terrorists come in. Oh, I'm gonna come and shoot your kid because you're slaves and we're slavers. We're generic movie villains. Get the fuck on the ground now. But then Black Adam, he's watching from a distance, and of course steps right in, gets his hand, catches a bullet, does a Neo from the Matrix.
Picks up a microphone as well.
Yeah. He does.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
It doesn't matter who you are. Because I'm Tef Adam and you'll smell what I'm cooking in the form of these CGI overpowered fists where he literally pummels them through buildings and debris, chucks them up in the air because that's what heroes do. Which comes up in a lot of times in this movie. Black Adam, does the right thing. He rescues this family, the town of Kamar-Taj from these like terrorist army people that are just there because of plot reasons. I can't remember why. It's on my head. He kicks their asses.
I remember it more than me.
He's just there. He kicks ass. He flies away. He's like, that's what I do. Flies off. and then Pierce Brosnan and Aldous Hodge and the Justice Society League of 1940s America, dressed up in 2021 costumes, come along, and they're like, oh, have you seen this guy? Have you seen this man? The bald man that had hair that was a human form, that was a human being named Dwayne Johnson many, many millennia ago. Oh my god, yeah, he looks like that wrestler I know, The Rock. It doesn't matter what his name is. Have you seen Black Adam?
No, because we're in the movie right now, Black Adam.
He's in the sky, man. He's in the sky. Oh, Atom Smasher, who basically is DC's Ant-Man. Because I know the Atom from the Arrowverse, but when I heard Atom Smasher, I thought that was a separate character. But essentially, he turns into Giant Man. They have a fucking boss battle. Black Adam's just kind of staring at the statue, and he's looking at this little midget turning into a giant. He's like, man, just leave me the fuck alone. This is my movie. Like, don't kill me. He goes and has a fight. You have this human tornado woman. I can't remember her name, but she turns into a... That's all she did was spin and make a tornado. she out of all of them, she's ranked like last because she only had a few lines. All she did was spin around and create a tornado. That's all she fucking did. Her name might be Typhoon. I'm calling her fucking Typhoon.
Typhoon. A fucking tornado woman, brother.
Typhoon.
That spinny bitch.
The spinny bitch. She was Cyclone.
Cyclone.
Not Cyclops, Cyclone. The youngest member of the Justice Society. She spun a lot, but Dwayne Johnson, was unaffected by her spinning. He caught her, chucked her through the statue, proved how much of a badass he was.
Got a steel chair from somewhere as well.
Oh, yeah. From the kid in the crowd. Yeah. Just tossed it in him.
Yeah, he said Rage in a Cage a couple of times as well.
Rage in a Cage. Steel Cage match. Yeah, they dropped a Hell in a Cell in the third act, but I'll get to that. They dropped a Hell in a Cell in the third act. He kicks the Justice League's Society's ass. That's what heroes do.
Does this film feel like a major course correction for you?
No, because
it was weird. Because it was like they were trying to course correct with obviously Justice League and things like that. It was kind of let's not make it as dark. Let's make it a bit more fun.
If this was stretched across multiple movies, then yeah, but that's the thing. They're only in the one movie.
Shazam, Birds of Prey, I like that they've just sort of embraced their own tone and what the characters are actually like. This felt a
Yeah.
bit more like in the middle of like, you know, not doing the Shazam thing, not doing a full like Black Adam is evil thing. Like we're just kind of
A weird
walking
Sony
we're-
hybrid movie.
We're walking the line, but
Yeah.
we're not like.
Trying to make a point of it.
But we keep talking about
Exactly.
heroes.
We keep talking about every fucking few scenes.
Honestly,
Yeah, we could say the most annoying downfall is that they go over it too many times. But no, Justice Society fights. He squashes the ant. You know, the tornado woman gets flung away. Dr. Fate comes along, does his weird Doctor Strange Egyptian Moon Knight magic, and you know, very cool stuff. But of course, Dwayne the Rock Johnson isn't a man. He ain't no mortal. He crushes them all, but doesn't kill them because again, that's what heroes do. They have a chat. They're like, "Hey man, we didn't mean to fight. You just can't go around stomping terrorists' heads in and doing people's elbows and giving people rock bottoms and you know doing violent shit." And he's like, "But man, all I want to do is be left alone because this is my movie and this is my runtime. Damn it." And because all these people seem to be doing, even the kid at the beginning, all they fucking do is keep interrupting the Rock's movie. So I kind of feel sorry for Black Adam in that sense because he was just a bald man that just wanted to get left alone for the majority of the time. That's sort of.
isn't that what we all want?
That's why the movie. That's why he's an anti-hero, man, because he just kept getting interrupted and disturbed by other people, and in the end, he had to sort of step up and take care of people's problems because if
No
he
one
didn't
else
do
could.
that, if he didn't fucking do that, then the movie would never have ended. We'd still be watching it right now. No, I don't know. Then agree to disagree. Heroes do our hero things. You're no hero, but here, have a card. We'll talk about it down the line, maybe. Black Adam still doesn't get pestered. He's spending time with the kid's mum and in this kid who has fucking DC memorabilia on his wall and in his fucking
Just
apartment.
signing it all.
Yeah, he is
signing
that
it all.
kid. That kid is the DC universe in that one bedroom.
You know, like how Man Thing is the guardian of the nexus of all realities. Do you think that kid's the guardian of the DC
nexus of all
universe?
DC multiverse realities. Yes. No, he lives and dies with the kid. All of it dies with the kid, who will then become another hero in phase 20 of James Gunn's DCEU. He will be so and so all along. But alas, this is the origin, remember? So this is right at the beginning. We ain't going to know the results of this kid for many, many years to come. At this point, Black Adam will still be acting in his 90s. And then he would have just found out who this kid was all along. Shit happens. Justice League, Society, discount Justice League are kind of there. And they're like, hey man, you're cool. You kicked our asses, but here, have a membership card. But don't do things your way. You're wrong.
You're wrong, Dwayne Johnson.
You're wrong, man, and don't let no one tell you different. Oh, but where are these terrorists? Why have they come from? Oi, Black Adam, we need your strength to help interrogate these men. Alright, I'll do it my way, you do it your way. Pierce Brosnan does the good cop, bad cop thing. The tornado thing was about to spin her tornadoes, but then she gets interrupted by Atom Smasher in human form, who then decides to chat up the guard, and The Rock literally just grabs him and goes, out the fucking way. Lifts them both up, flies towards the sky, does an epic Superman pose, drops one of them because he can. And
Do you think, like with this film, had they not got Henry Cavill back, do you think that they would have made him into Superman? Or Shazam?
maybe in Black Adam 2 or Black Adam 3.
Like they would would have
Yeah,
made him
yeah.
the Superman character of this
definitely.
new era.
That's the thing. If it weren't for stuff that's happened in the real world, and if part of it was the DCEU, and if it really was phase 1 beginning, and this is a fresh fucking clean slate, none of the shit you've seen before and will be sent is nothing to do with this, then yeah, he would have become like the god among men. Like, alright, admittedly with CGI fight scenes and, believable combat sense. But again, the morality area would have been his weak, I'm not Superman, but I'm clearly trying to be Superman.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would have worked.
Because there was a lot of vibes of that. It was just like, this could have just been like, here we are. This is your Superman character.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it could have been like a weird Henry Cavill, like made for TV movie, Superman 0.5 movie, like in a weird way. I don't know, he interrogates guards, he drops one of them, Justice Society catch the other guy, and they're like, no, Black Adam, we told you not to do it your way. So they're about to cause a ruckus.
Matt Berry is Dr. Fate.
Yes, whether you like it or not. Head terrorist guy kidnaps the science lady, the kid's mum, who's this important scientist who's important for this plot element that's going to basically cause nuclear devastation on Kamataj, and oh, I'm got to kidnap you to build suspense. Will Black Adam rescue her and somehow make love with her? Oh shit, we can't. This is a PG movie. Justice Society, I need your help. We'll settle our differences aside, and we need to rescue this pretty young lady. They rescue her. Oh, bad guy's dead. And I honestly thought at that point, literally without giving it away, I thought when he died, I thought that was the end of the movie. I literally looked at the clock and it was like an hour and 10 minutes. I thought, this is a quick 17-minute movie.
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah, it does feel like, oh, this is the end.
They literally rescue the kid and job's done. And I'm like, that was a very quick movie. But then Mephisto himself, well, not quite Mephisto, but some shit happens off screen. The terrorist soul gets dragged into hell for whatever reason. I can't remember why he goes to hell. The power of the Shazam voice basically talks to him into coming back to life. And all of a sudden he then has horns on his head, he's red, and he has fire and brimstone, and he has a power of summoning CGI skeletons from the fucking ground, from the Nether Realm, from whatever fucking DC Hell Realm they've got. Because, ladies and gentlemen, none other than Mephisto himself is the third act of this movie. I think his name is Sabak or something from the comics, but alas, no, DC did Mephisto first.
I thought that Han Solo won the Millennium Falcon playing Sabak, the game, not playing a man called Sabak.
Oh my god, so the DCU's for Star Wars all along. Sabak, Sabak, who's a character I've never heard of, but essentially he's the fucking devil. He was Satan as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, well, Marvel and DC have like their religious interpretations of religious actual figures. Yeah, because religion is evil in this dimension.
Yeah, which literally had no element. Like I say, this is probably the weakest bit of the movie plot-wise, because where the fuck did the devil come from? But alas, Gregor / Sabak /
Clegane
/ the last descendant of King Acton, who was basically the leader of the slavers. I mean, I'm reading this from Wikipedia because the movie did summarise this very clearly, but nonetheless, I'm clarifying for your listening ears. Mephisto Sabak is basically the CGI boss fight at the end of the movie, and that's when good overcomes mostly good to then overcomes evil, and they team up.
To you guys at home, this sounds like all nonsense, but this is, if you've not seen Black Adam, this is the most accurate way I think Connor can actually get the words out.
No, I've done like a good 70% of the movie without trying to give nothing away and without taking the piss too much. But it kind of happens. Mephisto turns up. He summons skeleton zombie things to sort of claim the realm of Kamataj from these modern people and these dirty terrorists in army suits. Because terrorists to them is slavers.
Because clean terrorists would have been okay, would it?
No, but these dirty, ugly souls that have ruined the state of Kamataj, and by building a statue of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, that's sacrilege. That's the equivalent of causing global warming and killing the trees and building houses everywhere. No, the fact that The Rock, the big plot twist is the reason why The Rock has all these powers, why Black Adam is Black Adam himself, is because his son fucking died. His son had the power.
I think was kind of well hidden for a bit, and then it was kind of
was hidden.
But like it was done okay, but then it was kind of like when you think about it, it's like, oh yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
Oh, that's what I mean. It does kind of obvious. On a first time viewing, it's like, why is he acting like the way he's acting? Why does he want to chuck people in the air and then drop them and then do the thing because I can? But then it's like, because he's pissed at the world because the one thing, well, two things, but the one thing like that he had to save. That he did save when he took the powers from the boy, from his son, and got gunned down in front of him.
From the boy!
From the boy! Oh, real boy! From Pinocchio.
He's in it.
Gosh, you're goofy.
Gosh, Mickey, I'm a murderer.
Oh, yo, Dad, you're Black Adam, I'm going to be Black Goofy. Oh, yeah, I'll do it again. You're right. Do you need me to do mouth to mouth?
Fucking Black Goofy.
Gosh. Oh, sorry, Dad. I'm going and died again. Oh shit, the camera's on. Oh, I love you, Dad, always. No! By the power of Black Mickey Mouse.
And I think we should move on before something becomes cancelable.
No, so the power of Mickey
He meant like
Mouse.
the superhero Black Adam, not as in just like
Yahoo!
Jesus Christ.
Yahoo!
Oh my god. Oh, I don't think I
No, alright, so instead of
Can we
shouting,
do- can we do it-
instead
do
of
a
shouting
radio
Shazam,
drama
he goes,
where-
Gwoosh!
It goes. Can we do,
A sound
can
bite.
we do a fucking radio show with Kit Harington and Black Goofy?
Goofy.
I want Black Adam fan art of Black Adam Goofy to
Goofy.
specify.
Goofy and Black Adam.
Goofy in the Black Adam fucking outfit.
And then instead of Shazam turning it, he goes, Gwoosh!
Where's my money, Damien?
Oh no, Damien's in Black Adam too. That's the post-credit scene. You spoiled that.
Right, so we get on to the ending of this movie.
Mephisto. Yeah, Justice Society and Black Goofy and, you know,
Black
the
Adam.
powers of Gwoosh defeat evil, and the real Earth turns back to Earth. Kamatage still Kamatage, and Black Adam lives to fight another day. And he says goodbye. Says fuck the Justice Society. I'm not part of that shit. I'm my own man.
I'm my own franchise. I've got my own movie
I'm the
deal.
People's franchise.
I've got my own movie deal, Black Adam says to the audience. He pushes the cameraman out of the way and tells him.
Yeah, so he just, he does his own thing. He fires off towards the camera. Again, not a hero, but clearly not a villain
Not
after,
a hero.
after fighting Satan. You know, clearly not a villain. Nothing can beat Satan.
Except
And
more
then-
Satan.
Yeah, but no, that's too much budget. We're not getting Satan again. Marvel, their idea, they've been stumps. They're not going to do Mephisto ever. That's it. The devil's done, guys. In the 90-minute live-action flick, which should have been 70 minutes when he died, I thought the movie was generally over, and then he came back to life through some BS and became the devil.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the movie does kind of fall apart, and it's just like, well, because screenplay.
But you've forgotten Amanda
Yeah.
Waller.
Right, yes. The
You've
woman
got my attention, Black Adam.
The connective tissue of the DCEU was in the movie at the beginning when she deploys the Justice League, and as to how there
Society.
oh, fuck. The Justice League Society of American, I think.
So she's in charge of
Yeah.
the Justice Society and Task Force X.
Right. So why aren't they against each other?
So is she like really angry Nick Fury? Is she Nick
yes.
Furious?
Nick Fury. Nick Furiosa. Badoontish.
What a lovely day.
Yeah, so yeah,
You have my attention,
Yeah, you have.
Black
I was gonna say I'm impressed with you, Black Adam, but that's not.
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed.
Put your
You-
pants back on.
You have my
It goes
attention, Black
gorsh.
Adam. Gorsh, you have my attention, Black Adam. Gorsh. But at last you do things your way, and I'm gonna get.
Alright,
I'm-
can I just step in and stop? We're starting to get into Song of the South Dumbo territory. Let's move on. Let's not do any more voices.
Gorsh.
Let's let Black Goofy fly off into the sun to deal
To
with
meet Damien.
Damien Superman.
Yeah, because Henry Cavill is back as Donald Duck Superman. That's the voice in every interview he's had for the last 5 years.
That's just Henry
Erased.
Cavill. He go- Sorry, I've been doing The Witcher for so long.
That I was committed to, but I can't no more because of reasons.
Because I can't be asked.
Can't be asked.
Superman
Henry Cavill.
with his signature hair flick, which
Yeah,
made me,
the curl thing. Yeah,
that made me slightly more happy inside my pants.
comic book accurate Superman. Yeah, some growth has happened between
Some
off
growth
screen.
definitely happened.
Some growth. Yeah, his hair grew. His
Oh.
muscle grew. The microphone got a bit excited.
Jesus.
Then.
So Superman is back.
Yeah, officially.
How did you feel when you? Because we kind of suspected it. And it was, all
It was
but
kind of
confirmed
everywhere the week
with
before.
Dwayne
yeah.
Johnson saying Superman's in the movie.
I'd really liked him to face Superman. I know
Yeah,
I'm
I'd beat the
contracting
shit-
with
I'm
Shazam,
gonna-
but I'd really like
I'm
Superman.
going to beat the shit out of Superman, is what he kept saying. I'm going to beat up Henry Cavill, he kept saying to the caterers.
beat the shit out of Superman.
Yeah, and it's just like, I'm just here to serve you your lunch, Mr. Johnson. Would you like the lasagna?
But then they meet in the post-credit scene, don't
So,
they?
yeah,
They
so-
say something to each other, and it's
They
just
say-
kind of like,
what do
you
they
stare
say?
at me the wrong way, I'll raise my eyebrow.
So what
If you
did-
smell...
And that's what Henry Cavill say. He goes, "If you smell what the Clark Kent is kenting, I'm gonna Clark your."
If you
He goes,
can
"I'm gonna
see
Clark your Kent."
what the coins have been tossing.
Toss a coin to your supervisor that made enough money to bring me back as the Kryptonian. Cryptocurrency, but it's Krypton. Krypton currency.
Wow.
It's the Superman emblem
Yes.
on a crypto coin.
On your phones everywhere.
Have we just let me talk
Krypton currency.
Let me call Bitcoin and Coinbase and tell
Yes.
them
Oh
the
my
game
God.
is up.
Krypton coin. We've copyrighted that.
But how happy were you with the post-credit scene?
Probably the most happiest with the movie. No, not to do.
What was the best part of the movie? That 2-minute scene at the end.
No, I liked Satan in the third act. It made no sense, but I was very much like, oh, they've got balls. But no, the movie I thought was going to end when they killed the geezer and
Yes.
rescued the family. But then the fact 70-minute out of a 90-minute runtime, something had to happen. But it would have been very forced if Superman just came out the sky and fought Shazam in the third act.
Mhm.
So no, it kind of had to be something
For
stupid.
where it's going, happy.
Oh, very much so. I want to see what happens next.
Because for the first time in a long time, it was a DC film where I was like, there seems to be not a direct, there was always a thing with Marvel. It was like, hopefully, if everything works out, we want to do the Avengers. And then once they got to Avengers, it was like, right, where do we go? What is the
What's the
overarching
threshold?
story? Like, what's the story for Phase 2? What's the story for Phase 3? How do we get this journey, a complete journey, from Phase 1 to Phase 3, and the whole overarching thing? What's the big thing we can build towards? Thanos. We don't have. It's not like a level like that. It just feels like down the road, because obviously Henry Cavill said it's just a small tease of what's to come. Obviously, that is not been confirmed, but is basically the reason why he's not going to be doing The Witcher.
Yeah.
But a lot of people suspected, because they're like, will Superman take up that much of your time? Like, it shouldn't really. Like, it shouldn't take up another 4 years directly. Like, it won't be.
Yeah,
4
right.
years. But then people have said that. But there's another job available that he's been heavily tipped to do.
I think I know what job you're on about.
Do you know? Go on, you say the job.
Shaken, not stirred.
Yes, a lot of people
Yeah.
think that he's going to be Bond as well. So that is not the because they're like, if it's Superman,
Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years.
don't call it a
people.
comeback. Just call it jizz on Henry Cavill's cum gutters. They're full. Because wouldn't be directly. It would be a year. Like you'd have 9 months of filming at
Yeah.
least. Like for a feature film that he was the star of. There's probably cameos here and there and other stuff they're probably working on.
Oh, definitely.
But it shouldn't take up 4 years of
your life.
indeterminate time, like from start to finish. Like I can't do this at all in any capacity.
Yes.
Which is why a lot of people have said that maybe he has got the Bond role as well. Which I'm not in terms of the basic white boy choice. I think he is the best
Boy
version.
Scout honour.
He is the best version and choice of that, because it would be him playing him darker, because he wouldn't be playing him like a Boy Scout like he plays Superman.
Exactly. Yeah. Get some growth in there.
He would be able to do a bit more of the Man from U.N.C.L.E. /
Mission
his
Impossible Fallout stuff.
Fallout guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That darker edge, and because there is a
Brutal.
troubled past with Bob. And out of the basic choices, he is the best. Like for me, it was out of those choices, it would him, because obviously he nearly got it in 2006 when he was in his 20s.
That'd be mental.
And there's a weird sort of destiny thing with James Bond. Like when you're meant to get it, you're meant to get it. Like Brosnan was talked to to take over from Roger Moore. Remington still got renewed, so he couldn't do it, and then he came back after Dalton. Dalton was talked to after Lazenby, when he was very young. Ended up coming back, and he's one of the choices they came back to for the 80s.
Right.
So
Okay.
it feels like a very thing of like he's
Time
almost
works
like
in
that.
the mysterious
Yeah.
ways. Yeah.
That he's like another modern day thing of like it's gonna be him, and I kind of like that. And for me, it was him or Fassbender, but Fassbender's too old. And obviously Idris Elba would have been fantastic, but too old, too big a star.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy, too big a star.
Yeah.
Tom Holland, no fucking chance.
No.
But for me, it was like them two. And if we're gonna go a thing of like, it's always James Bond. The character is going to always be a man.
Yeah.
Like 007 won't be could be a woman, like a la Nomi
Right.
James Bond is never going to just... Don't be lazy. We've said before, we had an old episode on it. Don't be lazy and gender flip. Write these characters in an expanded universe and have them all come together. Like, have an Amazon TV series with Nomi. Like, make Nomi a new regular a la Felix Leiter or Moneypenny or M or Q.
Yeah.
Like, have it like that.
Reoccurring character. Icon of the franchise.
So then you can cast beyond Lashana Lynch, as fabulous as she was, or you could bring her back and have her sort of be like the Judi Dench hangover into the Craig era.
Yeah, exactly.
Have her like that kind of thing. But what was I going with this? But the other choices for me would have been John Boyega or Daniel Kaluuya.
Yes.
Younger actors in their early to mid 30s.
Yeah, I want to say that range.
It's weird because they've kind of been around for a while, but also haven't.
Yeah, exactly.
Get what I mean?
They have.
So
Yeah.
obviously that would have been an interesting way of putting it, like for them, because Rene Jean Page, I've not seen enough of him. I don't
Bridgerton
watch
man.
Bridgerton, so I don't have a grasp on his capability. He seems like he would be fine, but I'm like,
yeah, I think he'd be a hit with the ladies.
yes,
Yeah, he'd be Bookie's favourite.
would be,
Yeah.
could be, maybe should be.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't be against Reggie
But
Jean Page if he was to get it.
More Superman.
Yeah.
The future of the DCU looks bright for the first time in a very long time because we've got two people at the head. At least one of them we know what they're capable of.
Oh, the whole world knows what he's capable of.
Because James Gunn is a fantastic storyteller, because Kevin Feige was interviewed after, he's like,
the first person.
he's got a lot of work still to do for Marvel, but obviously, like, I'll be first in line to see anything he does because he hasn't got to film anything more for Guardians. He's just got to do he's basically just got to do, I think, finish being part of the editing process, and the press tour and the premiere.
Right.
Which will be in, that's in like a year's time or whatever it is. But, that's... And then after that, it's full on. It's a 4-year contract for DC, which they did approach Kevin Feige for earlier on in the year, but also a lot, I think, end of phase 1, beginning of phase 2, they also approached him for that kind of thing. Like, we've just made Man of Steel and we need someone who can run a universe. And it was like, by that point, he wasn't done. And obviously, he was meant to leave, like, last couple of years. Like, he was meant to be like, I've done the Infinity Saga, someone else come
hand
on and
it off to do that
kind of thing,
yeah.
but was kept on board because of it's the same as Bob Iger. Like, he was meant to resign earlier than he did, but it was because of the merger with Fox. So Bob Iger wanted to see that over the line rather than have someone else come in and be like, well, we don't sort of know, like,
what's
your
going
intentions
on with
for your company and our company and, like, your output of the product. At that point, Iger was, like, if I do this and then sign it off, and I think Feige was meant to do the same. So I don't know if around then they're kind of like, you did that really cool, like, thing for Marvel, like, do you want to do it for us? Because that would have been a more natural thingy point, but now he's kind of tied into it for a little bit. Like, I think Feige's got like another 3-4 years anyway. So
right, okay.
It'd be nice to see if the rest of the DCU remains, or the DCU, whenever they decide that is definitively the title, that if everything that came before is canon, kind of thing, whether they're seeing it as because the last few films have felt a bit fresh slatey in terms of we're just embracing the full comiciness of the movies.
Yeah, comic book, yeah.
Obviously, you've got like
standalone
the Wonder Woman sequel in between that as well, which is like, that's alluded to. They need to decide on, they've managed to get actors back, whether it be from circumstance of scheduling of like, maybe Aquaman will come out before The Flash, so we should have Batman back, but, Superman's back. Like, have those, like, because they have the capability and the resources and the opportunity to be like the Avengers if they all put as much effort in as their rival competitors have done. Like, Robert Downey Jr. threw himself all into everything. Like, not like just.
He became the character.
He became it, like, in public, in press, in like at the parks, like in terms of just the way he conducted himself while making stuff and like outside to the general public. There was a real cohesion between producers, talent, and the filmmaking,
the crew.
Yeah. So there is hope for that.
Yeah, of course.
More Suicides. I don't want James Gunn directing everything. I want him to stick with like his Suicide Squad sort of universe. Like, elaborate that out. Have another season of.
Heck, if he wanted to do Condiment King though, or something obscure and random like that, I wouldn't be against it.
No, I wouldn't be against anything he does.
Yeah.
But also, pick directors and take on directors
voices
that are new, up and coming, and some like of those more established voices that you think, I want your flavour of Harley Quinn. Like, I want that for you. I want you to do, your version of like this Batman.
Yeah,
Like,
of course. Yeah.
I want you doing Man of Steel, not Zack Snyder, because just let
Yeah.
it, like he's done with it anyway. But like, let that be it. Let the restore the Snyderverse die out, and just everything
Golden
we
Age
wanted to
Boy
do with that
Scout.
original thing, and with the timeline that we've got. Let's make it work. Let's make it into the sacred timeline, and let's
Yeah, the sacred timeline.
and let's not team up for a little bit. Let's sort
Yeah,
of
yeah, let's build it up. Let's build it up.
Let's do some more world building. Keep making your sequels to these other movies. Bring in new characters. Have your Black Beetle. Have other things, and then down the line,
Blue Beetle, I think is next year anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then have. In a few years' time, all right, we've settled the steady ship. We've got a baseline level of quality.
Yes.
Like with Marvel, like they're not shit ones. It's just like a thing of like there is a
Weaker than
minimum
others.
consistency that
Yeah.
we have,
Yeah.
and then be like, thanks for sticking around. Let's try this
Again.
again.
Mm.
So
Again.
we'll see. I'm excited to see more DC stuff.
Finally.
I'm not gonna actively go and own every single one and seek it out. I'm still gonna drop in and out as and when until it gets to a point where it's like this is a full cohesive story and everything
Yes.
is relevant.
It
kind
kind
of
of
thing.
makes sense. Yeah.
Then it will be a thing of like, well, I will absorb it all to give it the best possible chance and give it the benefit of the doubt to try and absorb that story. But until then, all we can do now is look forward to Shazam! Fury of the Gods in February.
Yes. February. Is it that soon? I thought it was like May.
That was one of the things you sent me. It was like February. It
February.
was like a thing from I think Zachary Levi or the Shazam actual Instagram thing, and it was like see you in February.
Oh,
So
fuck.
that and possibly Quantum Mania coming out at the same time.
It's March.
March.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah,
February.
Yeah. It's 4 weeks behind, but that's fine. It's not half the year.
But I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to just tie into this directly, and then we'll worry about the rest of the extended universe.
Yeah. Worry. That's all we do. That's all we've done for the last 10 years about DC. Worry.
And that's all we will do again. As always, thank you so much for listening and watching a new episode of No Bubble Podcast, which are out every Friday. Fridays. So do get in touch with us by like Tuesday, Wednesday latest. And you can do that by following at Face Street across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And there is a TikTok account. There will be stuff on it. I will continue to apologize. We're just trying to sort of coast along, put a lot of effort into the Doctor Who one, and sort of end the year on a high. And new year, new us. And go. And 2023 is go time.
Go, go, go.
The last throw of the dice. But as always, I've been George. He's been
I've been Connor.
Thank you very much for
Tef Connor.
welcoming us into your ear holes. And if you would like to send electronic mail, I nearly forgot.
Oh, nearly forgot, yeah. You can send it to...
It doesn't matter what your email is.
Alright, Dwayne, shut the fuck up. nerdbiblecontact@gmail.com, whether Dwayne Johnson likes it or not.
And until then, we will see you next time, everybody.
Goodbye. Gosh, goodbye.